So where is the new Toyota Tacoma, the 2024, superior to the third gen old Toyota Tacoma, I guess at this point? You know, certainly Toyota didn't build a new Tacoma and make it less than what we have, right? Well, it's subject to debate, I suppose. But I did some searching out there. I wanted to know for myself, for what we're going to pay for this new truck, how is it superior to what we had? So let's go through. I've got 9 points to cover, and then one area where admittedly the new Tacoma is inferior. Number one, a beefier frame. They have this new ladder style frame, I guess that they're using on more than one platform, that's supposed to be better than what we had before. Now, if it doesn't rust, which was a big problem with the Toyota Tacoma, then I guess they accomplished that goal. Otherwise, I never had a problem with the frame. I get in the truck, it stays the way it needs to be, and I'm okay. Number two, an efficient, turbocharged, 4-cylinder engine. They claim this is a better thing. Is it a better thing? I don't know. We're going to find out over time. Of course, the big argument right now is that it's not going to last as long. You're not going to see these multiple hundreds of thousands of miles Toyota Tacomas out there because the turbos just won't last. I don't know. Maybe Toyota discovered something new or is handling the turbo a little bit differently. Maybe it will last. We shall see. But nonetheless, they claim that destroys the existing Tacoma, that it's much better. Number three, a better transmission. 8-speed versus 6-speed. Now, I think anybody out there would be hard-pressed to argue that the 8-speed is not an improvement, that it doesn't destroy the current Toyota Tacoma. There's been a lot of complaints out there about gear hunting and shifting, and I've seen many comments over the years about people wishing it had an 8-speed transmission. Well, now we do. We've got an 8-speed transmission. Hopefully it won't still gear hunt, because if it does, it's going to have 2 more gears to look through. It'll drive people insane. Number four, a torquier engine. Now, this I like. Even though it's a 4-cylinder turbo, you have to admit that when you stomp on the accelerator, if it's got more torque, more oomph, that's going to make the truck more fun to drive. I know it will for me anyway. So I'm looking forward to experiencing that myself. And if indeed it really is a noticeably torquier engine, then by far that should destroy the current Toyota Tacoma, because we all know it has a throttle lag problem. Unless you're using pedal commander, it's gutless. I can see that as being a definite improvement. Number five, a new interior. I don't have a problem with the old interior. I think it's just fine. I mean, I get in it, sit down, seats are relatively comfortable. I mean, they could always be better, but I don't know that that's a huge selling point. I mean, when you start saying that this truck destroys that truck because the interior's better, it's a truck. Do we care so much about that? I mean, we care, don't get me wrong. I love a nice, good-looking interior, but I don't really have any problem with the interior I have now. That's not really a benefit for me. And it could even be a negative, depending on what it looks like, but where they put all the stuff, how well it wears. And if it's new, we have no idea how it's going to wear, right? We shall see. Number six, a new rear suspension. It is a multi-link with coil springs. They also state that it's adaptive. It's an adaptive, I got to get these words right. It's an adaptive variable suspension, constantly adjusting based on road conditions. It's a novel approach. It's more things to potentially break, though. I mean, if it's constantly adjusting, that means there are moving parts, constantly moving. And if you're going to have trouble with anything, it's going to be with constantly moving parts. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to smooth out the ride, to kind of adjust to every kind of road condition you're on. But typically when a company does that, they aim for the middle road. So some people are going to like it. Some people aren't going to like it. It's going to be good in some conditions, but not bad in others. It's going to be average. That's what I expect this new suspension to be. good in some conditions, but not great in any one condition. We'll see. I don't know if that's actually going to be better or not, and I don't know if it matters that much to me because I don't have any real problems with the current suspension. Number 7, better fuel economy. This is kind of funny because, I don't believe that Toyota really designed this truck to get better fuel economy. At least it doesn't seem that way. It's supposed to get 22 miles per gallon on the highway, and I'm just using the highway number. That's versus 21 in the previous third generation version. A mile per gallon. We're giving up the tested, the true 6-cylinder engine, tried and true that is, for a 4-cylinder turbo for 1 mile per gallon. I don't think so. I think this is irrelevant. The fact that they mention it at all, I think, is kind of demeaning to us. 1 mile per gallon. Do you care about 1 mile per gallon? I can be a little lighter on the pedal and get probably 2 miles per gallon better. I'm just saying. Number 8, the new 4-cylinder turbo. I like this one. The new 4-cylinder turbo is faster than the V6. 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. Now, we're not talking about groundbreaking new speed here. 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It's a half a second or so, maybe 0.6 faster than the outgoing Tacoma generation. Anything for me is better. The more acceleration I can get out of the truck, the happier I am. So I like this one. And it's a smaller engine. That is technology, I suppose. Number 9, the last benefit, I guess, where the new Tacoma destroys the old one. Rear disc brakes with a brake booster for shorter stopping distance. Now, this should make a lot of people happy because I have had, I don't know how many comments on the channel over the years about people hating the drum brakes on the back. They want disc brakes. Now you've got it. Of course, they threw in this brake booster. Something else to go wrong. Another moving part. It still should be better, I would think. Stopping distance is significantly improved. I believe it's something like 9 feet or something like that. 9 feet's a long way. So I guess that is an improvement over the existing truck. Lastly, I mentioned there's an area where this new truck falls short, and it comes in the form of a gas tank, of all things. The previous generation truck had a tank that would hold 21.1 gallons, give or take. The new Tacoma has a tank that holds 18.1 miles per gallon. Now, what this means is even though we have that slightly better fuel economy, we can actually go further in the third generation, previous generation Tacoma than we can in the new one. Simply because there was more gas in the older truck, right? So even though we're getting 1 mile per gallon more, we can go further in the existing truck. Anyway, I just wanted to run through a few of the points, some things that I'm seeing out there as to how this new Tacoma is going to destroy the existing Tacoma, that it's somehow better than what we currently had. Leave a comment. Let me know. Do any of these things mean anything to you? I'd just be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.